Ditch the F-35. Why Carney needs to get a grip. Alright, humans, gather around. It's time for another episode of Who Approved This Nonsense? Canada Edition. Today, we're talking fighter jets. More specifically, why our new Prime Minister, Mark Carney, needs to find a loophole, an escape hatch, or even a magic portal to get us the hell out of this F-35 deal before we all freeze to death paying for it. So, let's start with the basics. Canada wanted new fighter jets. Makes sense. We need them for NORAD, NATO, and, defending the Arctic. So what did we do? We signed up for the American-made F-35, a plane that's basically allergic to cold weather. It needs heated hangars. Yes, you heard me right, heated hangars, just to function properly. It's like a rich city cat that refuses to step in snow. And we're expected to station these delicate divas up north? Oh, for cat's sake. Meanwhile, over in Sweden, where they actually understand cold weather, they built the Saab Gripen E. And guess what? It was literally designed to handle Arctic conditions. It doesn't need a heated hangar. It doesn't require an entire village of mechanics to keep it running. It can take off from icy runways, frozen highways, and probably a Tim Hortons parking lot in the middle of a blizzard. Oh, but wait, it gets worse. The F-35 isn't just bad in the cold, it's also the most expensive fighter jet to maintain. It costs around $35,000 per hour to fly this thing. Meanwhile, the Gripen? A fraction of that, about $10,000 per hour. That means for the price of one F-35 in the air, you could have 3 Gripens patrolling our Arctic. 3. And yet, we're still stuck with these overpriced flying furnaces. Somebody needs to check if the Canadian government has been drinking expired maple syrup, because this decision does not add up. Alright, humans, pause for a sec. If you're still watching, that means you're enjoying this 5-minute dose of news, nonsense, and no tolerance for stupidity. So do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe to the Crabby Tabby Report. It's free, it only takes a second, and it helps this channel grow faster than an F-35 maintenance bill. Plus, it tells the algorithm overlords that people need more common sense in their news. So go on, click the buttons. Alright. Let's get back to business. One of the big selling points of the F-35 is stealth. Ooh, sounds fancy. But let me tell you a little secret. Stealth doesn't mean jack shit when you're flying in Arctic conditions where radar detection isn't the main threat. The damn weather is. The Gripen isn't a stealth plane, but guess what? It's got electronic warfare capabilities that can jam enemy radar and dodge missiles better than a politician dodging questions. That means even if someone sees it, they can't lock onto it. Boom. Problem solved. Oh, and here's the kicker. If we buy the F-35, we're completely dependent on the US for parts, repairs, and maintenance. And we all know how reliable the US is when it comes to trade agreements. One bad mood swing from Washington, and suddenly, we're out of spare parts. Saab, on the other paw, has offered to build Gripens in Canada and give us full access to parts and technology. That means Canadian jobs, Canadian control, and no American drama. Seems like a no-brainer, right? So, Mark Carney, listen up. You need to find a loophole, an exit clause, or just a good old-fashioned oops, our bad and get us out of this F-35 deal. We need planes that actually work in Canada, don't require luxury heated garages, and don't bankrupt us every time they take off. The Saab Gripen is the fighter Canada actually needs. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to find a Swedish flag to wave around until someone in Ottawa finally uses their brain.